Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so all the products that I use you can purchase from Stampin' Up through me at the address at the top of the screen, and it's also linked below. All the measurements for my projects are always listed on my blog, which I have linked below also. Okay, today's project is a Halloween treat box that measures 3 3/4 by 3 1/4 by 1, and it opens like this, and inside I have a whole bunch of, mainly it's a full-size KitKat. You could put two full-size KitKats if that's what you want to do, but it also fits Tic-Tacs with it and a Twix bar. So it's a pretty big treat box. It'll fit a bunch of things, or you could just put a bunch of fun size things or something in a cello bag. And I wanted to remind, I get my cello bags usually from the clear ones with the whip and tape on the top from Amazon, but don't forget when you get dies or any products from Stampin' Up, there is a cello bag there, so you can just put tape over the hole if you're, or tape it over to size. I have certain sizes, and if they don't fit I just tape it all up. But if you don't have bags, save those. Okay, so I used, of course, the Best Witches stamp set. I used the Scary Silhouettes dies for the frame and for the sentiment tag inside the label. Alrighty, and the DSP is the Celebrate Everything Host Designer Series paper. I have one pack that is not spoken for. Anybody that spends $50 or more on my site, I will send. I usually pack them up and send them at the end of the month so I don't miss anybody and forget the next month. I can't order more until next week if anybody else orders my last package. Okay, and that's only till the end of celebration, so it's the end of August, and then that I'll have to think of something different to do. Okay. So what else we need here? We need, of course, a piece of basic white for stamping. We need a piece of Daffodil Delight cardstock that is 11 by 6 1/4. A scrap of Highland Heather for the sentiment. Out of the DSP, we need 2 pieces that are 3 by 3 1/2. You could put one on the bottom if you wanted to, then you would need 3, but I didn't do that. So 2 pieces, and the inside one we flipped over to the stripes on the top. Okay, so 2 at 3 by 3 1/2, 1 at 3 by 1 1/4, 2 that are 3/4 by 3 1/2, and 2 that are 3 by 3/4. Alrighty, and that will be on my blog also. Okay, so let's get our piece of Daffodil Delight. Oops. I'm going to get my Simply Scored. This is my host code till the end of August if you'd like to purchase from me anything that's under $150. Please put the host code in, and then I can send you the goodies, a little bit of goodies for everybody. If it's over $150, do not put it in because you don't want to nullify your Stampin' Rewards that you're earning yourself. Okay. So we're going to start on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 1/2, 2 1/2, 6 1/4, and 7 1/4. Then we're going to turn it to the 6 1/4 inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 4 3/4, and 5 3/4. Okay. Now I'm going to fold and burnish all the score lines. Okay. Alright. So we're going to put it, I don't know if you can see this. We're going to put it, you're not going to see the top, but in the portrait mode, the long way standing up. Okay, and then there's a skinny rectangle on the left, a skinny rectangle on the right, a 1.5 inch strip at the bottom and a very long strip at the top. I think that's 3 3/4 up here. Alrighty, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, I could do it, cut it the sideways, but I think it's easier to show you how to do it when we do it this way. Okay, all right, so we're going to start on the left hand side, and we're going to count over 2 score lines and count up 2 score lines. Okay, then we're going to get rid of these 2 pieces on the bottom. There's 2 rectangles here. We're just going to cut them right off. And then we're going to cut off this rectangle that's on the left. So go to the first score line, cut it up to the first one you see, and then take that off. Okay, and then we're just going to wedge both sides of this square because that's one of our tabs. Okay, we're going to skip these 2 rectangles, go to the next score line, cut up to the second score line. We're going to get rid of these 2 rectangles on the bottom here. Then we're going to get rid of this one over here. Just leave that square alone. Okay, and then I'm going to wedge each side of the square. Okay, and that's it for that side. So now we're going to turn it 180, and now we have, let me just double check it. Yeah, it's a 3 3/4 inch strip on the bottom, and the skinny rectangles are on the left and the right. All right, and what we're going to start on the left, and we're going to go to the second score line and cut it straight all the way to the second score line. Okay, we're going to get rid of these 2 long rectangles. We're going to get rid of this side rectangle here, leaving the square alone for now. And then wedge each side of this square. Okay, and keep one of these side pieces because that's what I cut the stars out of. Okay. All right, so go to the next score line, cut it straight up to the second score line. Okay, we're going to get rid of these 2 lower rectangles. Okay, we're going to get rid of this small rectangle on the side. And then wedge each side of the square. Okay. All right, and that's it for cutting. So I'll turn it this way. And this is what your cardstock should look like when you're done cutting it. Alrighty, with this is so that the 3 3/4 inch flap is on the right and the 1.5 is on the left. Okay, now I'm going to get my tear-in tape, and if we put it this way again, the longer flap is at the top. We're going to put it on the 2 tabs that are towards the bottom, which is closest to the 1.5 inch strip here. So I'm just going to put one close to the score line and one at the bottom edge. I'm going to get my take your pick tool. I'm going to take the backings off. Okay, and I'm going to take the score line of the tab and put it straight with this second rectangle, the one that's closer to this, okay? Alright, so it's the second one in here. We're going to make it straight with the score line. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to fold in these little pieces of the skinny rectangle, and we're going to just put a little bit of glue on the inside of this rectangle here. So don't go out more than the 1/2 inch. So I just put a little right on the edge. And then I'm just going to press it in and make sure that the edges meet up nicely. I'm just going to get rid of anything that seeps out. I'll let that sit a minute. All right, and that's your basic box. All right, so now we need our DSP. This is the Celebrate Everything Host Designer Series paper. And we need 2 pieces that are 3 by 3.5. One's going to go on the front like this, and the other one's going to be the other side on the inside. Okay, then we need 1 piece that is 3 by 1.25. That's going to go right here on the inside bottom. Okay, that's the inside. And then the 2 long sides are 3/4 by 3.5, and the 2 short sides are 3 by 3/4. Okay, and that's all of the mats. All right, so let's put that to the side to dry and we'll do our stamping. So we need our piece of basic white. And remember, I'm using this die from the Scary Silhouette, so we have to leave enough room around our witch to fit. So we don't want to put it right up against the side. So I'm using Tuxedo Black Ink. I'm just going to stamp that right there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that right like that, right out. Okay, and then the next piece is Highland Heather, and we're going to use the sentiment from Best Witches, and it's "You Put a Spell on Me." Good. And I'm going to cut that out just like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. And I also need, I have a scrap of basic white for the little frog. The frog I fussy cut. If you don't want to include it, you don't have to. Great. Okay. Okie dokie. So let's get our Stampin' Blends. Alright, let's do the cheeks first. I'm using light Flirty Flamingo. I'm just going to put 2 cheeks on her. Just a little round. And I'm going to use dark Petal Pink. And I'm just going to do the whole face, blending in the cheeks. They'll blend nicely when you do this. Okay, and then I'm going to do also the hands. Okay. Alright, now we'll do the hair with light soft suede. Okay, and the broom handle with dark soft suede. Alright, so then let's bring in light and dark Smokey Slate. I'm going to put some light well, actually, let's do the whole rim here. Oops, I went out there. Gonna switch to this side. The whole rim of the hat, inside and out, with light smoky slate. I'm just gonna fix where I went out with the color lifter here. Okay, let that dry up. All right, and then I'm going to just add a little bit of dark smoky slate to each side of the brim and the hat. Actually, more than a little. And then I'm just going to blend it with the light to get it to match up a little bit. Okay. All right, and then the dress I just did with dark smoky slate. Okay, and then I'm going to use the light again for the tights. Okay. All right, I'm going to use light and dark Highland Heather. The only light I'm going to use is just for the middle of the buckle here. And then I'm going to put dark Highland Heather for the rest of the hatband. Okay, and then I'm going to use dark Daffodil Delight for the buckle. And light Daffodil Delight for the broom head here. And you can add a few little lines of the dark in there too. Okay. Then I'm going to go around the whole image with light Pool Party for a little bit of shadow. And that's my witch. Okay, so now for the frog, I'm using light and dark Granny Apple Green. I'm just going to color the whole thing with light. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of dark underneath the mouth, along the bottom and the sides of the legs, and in that little crook, and the feet. Then I'll just blend it a little bit with light Granny Apple Green. Okay, and that's it, and that's my frog. And this one I'm going to fussy cut. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to put my image on the front with dimensionals. I'm just going to put it right in the middle of the top here. All right. And then the frog, I'm going to stick, you know what, I didn't fussy cut between his eyes on this one, but I think I'm going to, just in case we get a little bit of her leg in there, I don't want to block it. Okay. So we're going to put it, no, it would have been fine, but it's okay. We're going to put him right about right there. So I need a dimensional right here. And a tiny bit of glue. up by the eyes. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. All right. Then I'm going to get my black and white gingham ribbon, and I'm going to tie a small bow. Now, this is how I do it when I'm doing it free. I make a loop, and then I wind it around the back and stick it through the hole there. And then I just keep adjusting it until I find the bow I like. There we go. Okay. Is this too big? It's a little large. Let's make it just a tiny bit smaller. Okay. And then for this one, I'm going to take a mini dimensional. Decide which side you want showing. This side here is the one. And then I just put it right on the back of it so I could pop it up a little bit. Oops, wrong way. This would be best. I don't have them right now. The black, oh my goodness, I'm going to get rid of that one because it's probably not going to stick right. The black dimensionals would be perfect because you definitely probably wouldn't see it. I'm going to put it on there and take off the backing. And I'm just going to nestle it right up there in that top piece of that. Okay. Now let's do the closure first. I wanted to show you. This is the Velcro dots that I get. They're called general purpose low profile because they're very skinny. If you get the regular ones, they're really puffy and your box would stay open a little bit. So I usually get these in the sewing section of either Walmart or any craft store usually has these. For some reason, they usually land up in the sewing section. All right, so I'm just going to pop it open. We need the front and the back pieces, and they give you 2 sheets of each piece. All right, and I'm going to open it and take one off, and I'm going to put it right at the top here. And then I'm going to take the other side and put it with the adhesive facing out. And then I'm just going to make sure my box is nicely closed right in the middle and just press it and gently pull it open. Okay, and then reinforce where you have it. Okay, and that's it for that. Alrighty, so now we'll put in our Kit Kat. I have another of the Tic-Tacs, but I don't have another Twix. There we go. Oh, this is sticking up. Have to bend that down. And there you go. It fits nicely in there. All right. So now the last part. Oh, no, wait, not the last part. We have to put our sentiment label. I'm just going to put it right in the middle. Or you could put it up. Just remember, if you put it on before you put on your closure, just leave some space so that you can maybe write a little to from there if you wanted to. But I'm just going to put mine in the middle. Oops. And what would be cute too, if you put it lower and then you put another frog right here on top, that would be cute if you don't want to put them on the front. Okay. So now that's that. That's done. All right, so now we need one of these extra pieces of the Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to use the Witch Builder Punch for the stars. But you could just put any type of embellishment you have, or any other stars. If you have the sticky stars we had last year, I believe. All right, and then I'm just going to get my silicone mat. And I'm going to put the stars on the mat the way I want them on the box. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here. I'm going to use the sticky side of my Take Your Pick tool. I've been a demonstrator for 2 years, and I bought this when I first started, and I'm just starting to get to the end of my sticky refill, so it lasts a while. Alrighty, so let's put the big one up there, a medium-sized one over here, and the little guy right there. Oops, he's not staying. There we go. Okay, and then this will just wipe right off. This is a baby wipe, so it'll wipe off now with a baby wipe, or you can just roll it off after it dries. Okay, now for the final touch, I'm going to get some of my Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. Oops, it came off. And again, my sticky side of my, take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a little one in the little and the medium star, and then a medium in the large star. Okay, and that's it. If you have any questions, my email is below. My blog with the measurements is below. The link to shop. And there's also a link to join. If you'd like to join, we have 2 weeks or a little under 2 weeks left of celebration. You get a free planner, some notebooks, and of course the planner pages, and a stamp set. And I would love it if you join my team. Okay, please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.